The numbers on the screen bled red. Another month, another stack of bills that seemed to mock me. My bank account wasn't just empty, it felt like a deep, echoing well of anxiety. I remember sitting on the floor, my head in my hands, the credit card statements scattered around me like tombstones. Each one marked a dream buried under the weight of debt, a promise to myself I couldn't keep. I felt like a slave to lenders, to my past mistakes, to the relentless fear that I would never be free. This wasn't just a financial hole, it was a prison of my own making, and I had thrown away the key. In my despair, I stumbled upon an ancient text, written not by a financial guru, but by a shepherd king. The words of Psalm 24 verse 1 hit me with the force of a tidal wave. The earth is the Lord's, and everything in it. Everything. That meant the debt was his problem. The scarcity was his to solve. My money was never really mine at all. I was just a steward, and a terrible one at that. I began to see my finances through a new lens, God's lens. The principle of tithing, the wisdom of Proverbs planning my spending, the freedom of contentment Paul wrote about. It wasn't a restrictive rulebook, it was a divine roadmap out of my prison. I made a plan, a brutally simple one. Give first, save next, live on the rest. It was painful. It meant saying no when the world screamed yes. It meant humbling myself and seeking counsel. There were months where the progress was microscopic, where the old fears whispered that I was a fool for trusting an invisible God with such a visible problem. But then, a miracle happened. Not a lottery win, but a slow, steady dawn. The debt, once a monstrous mountain, began to shrink. The anxiety that had been my constant companion started to loose its grip. The day I made the final payment, I didn't feel like a conqueror. I felt like a redeemed son. The chains weren't just broken, they were melted away by a grace I didn't deserve. The same numbers that once spelled slavery now spelled stewardship. The prison door was swung wide open, not by my strength, but by his wisdom. I was finally joyfully free. Your financial freedom story is waiting to be written. It begins with a single faithful step. Open his word, embrace his principles. Let him transform your finances from a source of fear into a testimony of faith. Start your journey today.